You are now in the Academy of Wow Men. And you are listening to LCM, your professor here, to give you that wow effect. I have a great story to share with you today if you are willing to listen and learn. I don't need you to hear me. I want you to listen and learn. And while you're listening, I want you to take note that I'm not talking bad about what I'm getting ready to describe. It's not monogamous because, how can I be a monogamous? I have several companions that I told you about in that audio called Vacation and Self-Hatred. I've been with them for quite some time now. And yes, they're females. So we're going to talk about something that's been a fact. It's going to be a touchy subject. And you need to be open-minded about this. And I'm going to tell you now, a lot of women, you're not going to like this. I know you're not, because we're sensitive here in the modern day. We're sensitive. We don't want to accept the facts. And we want to be pampered into a lie. We're going to go back in history and we're going to talk facts here that you can probably look up yourself. I'm just a messenger. But this is vital because whether you want to accept it or not, for the women, this is to help you, to give you a clearer understanding. I had a conversation with a feminist, and this lady was practically saying that men just wanted to dominate women in the past. They wanted control. It was a patriarchy, and women didn't have rights to vote. They didn't have a lot of positions and jobs, and that women were considered as byproducts or items and trophies and materials for men to use at their beck and call. And I didn't really get into a heavy debate with her because I wanted information from her. This goes on. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and, because this is going to be deep. Okay, it's going to be deep. So just bear in mind, I'm not going to forget anything that I'm telling you now. Okay? And so I let her go ahead and express what she felt, what she thought she knew about history and about how this new age, modern day world transpired to be what it is. Okay? So I'm going to take you to school today. I'm going to take you to school. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain to you not only why I think and I understand and the purpose behind a lot of these systems that was in place in the past, but I'm also going to give you some evidence of today. Yes, I am. I'm going to give you some evidence of today. We're going to walk down the path of truth together today. I'm going to compare the past versus today, wherever you are in the current day. And we're going to experience today the reasons why there were some things that weren't allowed. There were some things that was prohibited, and there are some things that was a very, very big cautionary tale for corporations, for jobs, and for businesses. I told you it's going to be a touchy subject. As your professor, this is my place. All right? This is my job. This is my ministry to enlighten you with this version of a R pill, Crimson Capsule, also known as the Red Pill, which will open up your mind. We have too many people who are going by emotions. They go by false thinking, and they go by the social engineering construct that's made to go against nature and to terminate your natural mind and organic nature into a confused, manipulated, and deceived lifestyle. So we're going to talk about it. And for you ladies, it will be best for you to listen. Don't hear me, listen. Let's get one thing clear. I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. The men of the older days before now, the earlier years of humanity, was smarter, stronger, and better than the men who are today. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay? Those men studied. They understood. They practiced the differences of nature. They respected the universe. They had an idea which was based on facts by understanding the differences between man and womb man. They didn't mingle the two together. And just because they didn't live as long as the men who live today, just because they don't have or had as much technology, they didn't have iPhones, they did not have your flat screen televisions, and there was a lot of manual labor, men concentrated on an iron code of facts. There weren't a lot of betas. There were a few of them, but there weren't a lot of beta imp type of dudes. These were men who understood their place. There were structures that understood nature and respected it as well, and even respected gender to a percentage of protecting by not trying to overlap and confuse the society. And therefore it felt more restricting. It felt more what you can consider as controlling, and it felt more in the minds of most women unfair. Do you understand what I'm saying? So because of this, it felt like a patriarchy, or it felt like, I'm using the word felt because you feel all the time, don't think, that men just wanted to dominate. Men just wanted to take over. Men just wanted to rule the world with an iron fist. But before we go forward, let me throw some facts at you for a moment here. Before we continue, I'm going to give you an Easter egg, and you're going to use this as we continue in this lesson. Let me ask you a question. Why is it that there's a such thing as a man and woman bathroom? Think about it. Think about it. Go ahead and you use your mind and think about it for a moment. Why is there a woman bathroom and a male bathroom? Female and male bathrooms. Why do they keep that separated for such a long time? Yes, you may have your family bathroom where the family may go in there. You may have a unisex bathroom, but universally, especially in the West, commonly, more than you see anything else, forget about the outliers and the small exceptions to the rules, there is a male and a female bathroom. How come the women don't go in the male's bathroom and the males don't go in the female bathroom? Because instinctively, naturally, understandingly, there will be a problem. Understandably, the women will be uncomfortable if these men who like them, who have a crush on them, or who's trying to talk to them in any type of sexual way, is able to see them in the bathroom with their panties down. There is going to be a problem. And the same as a female who is stalking her favorite boyfriend or a guy or her husband, or if she is chasing after her favorite star or whoever this guy may be, if she's allowed to go in his bathroom where he's sitting in the stall with his breeches down, looking at a newspaper or something like that, there's going to be a problem if she's sitting in the next stall listening or tapping into all his personal business, physical personal business as well. There's going to be a problem. And there's going to be a problem when he's washing his hands and she's standing next to him washing her hands as well. And she's this person who admires him, and he don't want to be with her. She's a problem. She's a stalker. You know, she's an undercover something. It'll make this guy feel completely uncomfortable, and it's going to be a problem for the complete society as a whole. It's almost like allowing an assassin into your home with the keys and the code to all accesses or all facilities of your personal life. Let's use common sense here today, ladies and gentlemen. Let's use some common sense. Now, you hold on to this Easter egg as I continue. Hold on to the Easter egg. Okay? This is your power. I'm giving you this tool. Use this throughout the conversation, and you will see where I am headed, where we are headed in this classroom today. All right? So as we continue to think that it was a patriarchy, as we continue to think that men just wanted to control women, as we continue, or shall I say that feminist lady that I had a conversation with, continue to hold on to this card that men just wanted to completely control the world and put women in a bracket and consider women to be insignificant. Okay, I'm going to tell you now, that's not true. Let me give you some evidence, and you do your own research yourself. Remember I told you that men of the past were smarter than the men who are today? Because today we have push button, easy, lackadaisical lifestyle. In the older days, there may have been some luxuries and some cigar lounges, but those men thought about their consequences. Because the world was built with logic. Machines was built with logic. Corporations and jobs was built with logic, not emotion. So men had to take the reins of the horse. Men had to become the leader of the establishments because it required mathematical understandings and apprehensions. It required the algorithms and algebra of the elements. But there is something that we're going to talk about in a minute here. Okay? Actually, we're going to talk about it right now, not a minute. Okay? They knew the consequences if we mingled the two together. They knew the consequences if we allowed our emotions and our feelings to run our organizations, to run our jobs, to run the country, to run our systems, to run our power plants, to run our military, to run politics, to run the government, to run the food and the logistics realm of business. They knew what would happen if they mingled, not only, and here's the thing that a lot of you are uncomfortable about, the sexes. Let me tell you why the sexes was a problem. It wasn't bigotry, it wasn't a form of patriarchy, nor was it a form of control. You have to understand, it was a form of procuring a set quality that was going to be fulfilled for the entire society, for the future, for people. It wasn't putting women in a lesser bracket. Women weren't considered. Let's get something straight. Let's go ahead and talk about Ryan. Let's go ahead and get something straight and get it off the table. Men love women. Let's get it straight. Men love women, and men love to protect women. When men have done the best that they could to put women in a possibly very comfortable position, even so, here's the facts. Even so, in the older days, this is why there was a two-parent home. The husband would go out and work and make the money. All the woman or the wife would have to do, I said woman or wife because either you're married or you're not, but you're living with him, you're still going to benefit.
stay at home, take care of the kids, and benefit. And it was essential for the society, for people, for the family. It worked out quite well. And of course, you can add in all the negatives that we're not going to talk about now, about abuse, about what do you call that? About men who wanted to use their women as punching bags, whether it may be physically or verbally. We don't need to discuss that. Those are just the details that are obvious. All right? Because we're not talking about that. Those are usually the outliers. Those are usually the smaller percentages of those situations, because the majority of it, most men aren't abusers. Most men didn't look at that as a form of controlling his wife or considering her to be the pet of the home, you know, the female pet. Not at all. So a lot of, and I'm not going to talk about it again because it's going to be distortion for this audio, a lot of other feminists or other women who considered staying at home and being mothers as a bad thing have derived their information from the negative aspects that was derived from the stories of abuse and fear of being controlled and dominated. Okay? That's why it's irrelevant to talk about it in the subject. We're discussing the matter of facts. We're discussing the public obvious angle in this discussion, okay, or this lesson that we have today. So, getting back to it. The reality of the situation was men was protecting their women. They knew what would happen if you put the cart before the horse. If you put emotions before logic. If you don't think and you don't plan, you don't prepare, you just run out there and do it because you feel like it, or because it's colorful, because it's pink, because it has rainbows, and because it has ribbons over it, then you're going to have a problem in society where everything's going to be treated with kid gloves, because life isn't based on kid gloves. Life's not based on emotions. Life isn't based on if you feel a thing. Life is harsh, life is dangerous, and it have to be dealt with logic and very good intelligence of protection and having the ability to oversee dangerous situations. So let's fast forward this to today. Okay, let's go ahead and fast forward to the modern day. Now, today there's something that you have, and that's not saying that it wasn't available or did not happen in the old days, because there was some of that too. Okay, in the organizations and on the jobs and in the public arena, especially in politics, you see it all the time. News anchors and sports guys who work with women, and definitely the military. It's been a lot going on in the military. The rise of, or you could say, the cases of sexual harassment, the grape, that is with the G, grape cases, the aggravated assault cases, or the aggravated sexual interest cases, and the false allegations, if you bundle them all together, okay, was one, if not one of the top reasons why a lot of the organizations, jobs, and structures in the past days didn't have an interest in hiring women. And it wasn't because they didn't like women. It wasn't saying that women weren't capable of doing what y'all doing today. It wasn't saying women can't swing a jackhammer around. Women can't be a doctor. Women can't be a football coach. No. That wasn't the case. That wasn't the situation. It wasn't that men, organizations, and corporations was saying that women were inferior either. No. They were able to see what would happen. Here we go again. If you make a boys and girls bathroom, which is a universal bathroom where this boy is drunk, okay, and had a long night. When I say boy, I'm talking about men. And he goes into the bathroom and he sees this pretty woman in the stall or washing her hands. And you know how you women dress today. You dress to impress. You dress because you love attention. You dress because you want men to stare at you. So he's already horny. He's already interested. He's already geezied up as it is. and he probably haven't been sexually satisfied the night before, and he see you standing there washing your hands in front of the sink in all your glory with your tight yoga pants on, revealing your panties and your thick legs and everything else that you have dangling, because that's what you do. Don't lie to Morpheus. That's what you do because you want the attention. And it has nothing to do with if it's wrong or right. The fact is, let me give you an example before some of you get into your feelings, because that's what you do. The sensitive red, white, blue. Okay. The distorted world we have today. Okay. If I told you that there was a group of people outside that wanted to destroy you, basically eliminate you, delete you, and they're all packing AK-47s, 9mm, Uzis, and grenades, and they're just waiting for you to walk out of the door, and they got you. Now listen. They cannot get you while you're in your door. They can't get you even if you had your front door open. Your front door's open and you're standing on your own door, or even your porch. Let's go as far as saying even your porch, your property. And they're standing outside just waiting for you. And you know, as soon as you put one of your stilettos or your business shoes or your high heel shoes or your wedges or your flip-flops on that ground, one touch, one increment, they're going to blow you away. There is no way in the false heaven and the ridiculous idea of a hell and the dumb conceptions and the misleading idea of the multiple anthropomorphic induced systems that you have created in your modern backwards walking world of senseless people, excuse me, my French, sheeple. You're not going to take your ignorant, docile ass out there and practically commit self-deletion by going out there knowing that they're going to eliminate you. You're going to stay inside the house, right? Now, hold your thought right there. Now, let's go back to the girl standing in the bathroom with her yoga pants. They will always say this, or you will say this, or you heard other people say this. Well, it's my body. It's my body. It's my choice. I can stand here as much as I want to in yoga pants and halfway naked. He shouldn't touch me anyway because it's wrong for him to do. So I should be able to walk around and expose my body parts and be like a dangling piece of ham and turkey in front of a hungry lion because it's my choice and it's my freedom to do so. That's a very uneducated and ignorant thing to say, because why would you put yourself in that situation? It's the same as you walking outside off of your property knowing that as soon as you touch down on the ground or your sidewalk, they're going to get you. You're done for. So could you say the same thing then? Oh, I should be able to walk outside and walk on my sidewalk and go on down and go where I want to go, and they shouldn't touch me. But if you know that they're going to touch you, you know that it's dangerous outside. You are absolutely sure that when you go out there, all they're going to do is pull the clip off of that device and put you down. You understand? You're going to think twice about it. You're going to protect yourself. Actually, you might even arm yourself so you can leave your house. Or just be prepared to hear that sound. Do 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 do. That was a whale dummy who committed self-deletion by taking an unnecessary risk. That's the same as you standing in the bathroom with your yoga pants on and this guy walks in there drunk because you can do it because it's your body and your choice. So you took an unnecessary risk, and that unnecessary risk is like playing Russian roulette, where you have 9 chambers full with gunpowder, and you only have 1 chamber that's empty that you can escape from, and then you want to complain. Then you wonder why there's going to be increased sexual harassment, so-called small, they're minor, but those so-called allegations and rape cases, and all the court sessions and attorneys and lawyers and visits to the jail and money that corporations and jobs got to spend in order to clean up your mess of taking unnecessary risks. So, in other words, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm saying is this, okay? When all actual, and I made it as basic as I could, because a lot of the new beta, soft, pacified, paid off, listen, paid off men of today in the military, in some organizations, on some jobs, in corporations, HR departments, where there is and has been interaction between male and female, there has been an increase of these sort of false allegations, sexual assault, and unnecessary issues where men of all ages, all races, and all ages have been accused of chasing after the dangling meat that has been placed before them, like what Patrice O'Neal said a long time ago. Okay, he's the bear and she's walking around like a piece of tuna dipped in honey. Say, oh, you can't touch me, you can't touch me. But this man is built to devour you. He's built to like what he see, to lick the honey and to eat the meat. He's built for it. Therefore, with the evidence that you know of on your news, what you hear of around your country today currently, it may have been that way in the past, but not as much as it is today, because there's a difference when you have a male and a female bathroom and it's separated. It's going to take some work for this guy and and pre-planning and really willingly interested in getting into some trouble for him to walk from the boys' bathroom to the girls' bathroom and start some stuff. But when you make it readily available, where you say we are going to work together and we're going to cooperate, and then at the end you're going to say we are both the same, we are both male and female, we can all do it the same, and there's no difference between the both of us, go ahead and see what happens. Go ahead and see what happens. Go ahead and play the fool, and you stand there with your nice looking tight yoga pants revealing everything that you have, even your tramp stamp and that little tattoo you got running from your heart-shaped buttocks down to the back of your legs and to your calf, and have this guy go in there halfway damn near frustrated, sexually frustrated. There's going to be some problems. And even what makes it so bad, what makes it bad, and let's go ahead and check the reality here. What makes it so bad is a lot of times men do not approach women like that negatively. They know the consequences. A lot of times men don't want to go to jail. Men don't want to lose their job. Men don't want to embarrass their wife and their family. Or men don't want to get any type of false allegation or cases pinned against them. So he'll try to go the nice route. Listen. He'll try to go the nice route, and if he went into that bathroom where she's at, because it's a unibathroom now, because y'all want to be stupid, and he tries to approach her nicely because she's looking good, she's smelling good, and he see that heart-shaped butt welcoming him over, waving at him, bobbling up and down and saying, please come to me. So he know he can't approach it and take it because there's going to be consequences. So he'll do the nice thing and say, well, can I get your number? Can I get to know you? Can I got an Instagram, connection. Can we hook up on the weekend or do something? Right? And the way that these women operate today, the terrible, distorted, horrible way why the men in the past thought this over chess, over golf. I know that because I golf myself. Over golf, we talk. Shooting pool, we talk over pool. We go to the bar and we'll sit down with a glass of wine and discuss life. Okay, or over a chess game, somewhere nice and quiet, at a secluded park somewhere. They prepared themselves and thought about this through and through. Do you not understand? Because what they knew was that these new girls today, because they don't like the guy can be a gentleman, he can be nice, he won't even try to eat the tuna dipped in honey. He'll smell it, he'll be rearing up his, his back fangs and, of course, he's a natural man. He's still going to want it. He's going to be interested. But even if he does a nice thing, you know what these girls would do? Do you know what they'll do? Because they're not feeling good that day. Because they felt a certain way about something that's going on at home with them. Because they don't like the guy because he's not her type of guy, because she wants a different type of guy to approach him. She wants a high value man to approach her. Excuse me, not him, but her. She wants a high value man who she's interested in, like a Drake or a very famous or very popular and a guy with high status to approach her. She would immediately claim, she would immediately lie, she would immediately go to HR, she would immediately accuse this man of sexually assaulting her or approaching her in a sexually uncomfortable manner, which will make this man who's trying to do the right thing, who's trying to do the right thing, lose his livelihood, his money, and probably even his family. Now, the big question is, if they knew the consequences, if it was known that there will be false allegations and sexual harassment cases and things that HR have to deal with and so forth and so on, and corporations will struggle, because they do, year to year, day to day, there's always going to be something, because they mingled boy and girl into this sandbox. When you have one who thinks with emotions and feelings, the other one's is logical and mathematical, you're going to always have your issues. You'll say, why did this occur? Well, I say this out of love. I don't know you, but I say this out of love, not hatred. And I'm not saying this to cause a problem, okay, or any sort of problem. It's just facts here. It all comes down to your tax dollars. It all comes down to money. It all comes down to the lucrativeness that you as women provide. The consumer base is women. The buyers is women. What increased the tax rates is women. Because you buy into the industries, the cosmetic industry, the beauty industry, clothing lines, shoes, hair, dermatology. And not only that, there's childcare, there's nursing schools, nursing hospital, teaching industries. There's so many things that women have gotten themselves involved in and is still going to get themselves involved in, besides STEM, okay, science, technology, and so forth, that was looked at as a very lucrative asset. See, I will put it like this, there were men and even some women, you could say, who did not really agree on the way that things are structured today. They didn't agree on it, but the minority who had money, they were in politics, they had system, they had clout, they had popularity. In maybe, let's just say 30 or 40% of them, their pushback was a lot more effective because they saw the future. They didn't, here it is, all right? They didn't care about what I just described to you about the men in the past of saying, no, I don't think this is a good idea. We should separate we should separate boy from girl. And I'm gonna give you another example of that in just one moment. The separation thing. Okay, let me go ahead and let's do this. Okay, I got that set up here. Okay, got that together. They didn't think about the calamity. They didn't think about that. They didn't care about the calamity. As a matter of fact, there are some people who don't mind destroying the world for the sake of money, the sake of making a tax dollar out of you, the sake of using you, or shall I say specifically the women, for a get back or for a kickback. So it didn't matter about the ramifications of bringing boy and girl together and trying to cooperate where they can't affiliate themselves. Here we go. The word is sexually or intimately, without there being some type of problem, especially on the job, which is a very bad idea. You don't mingle your personal life with your business life. But when you have to be forced by mandate, by the government or by the systems that you have to hire 4 women to 1 man or 4 women to 2 men, there's going to be a problem. But they don't care about that because they care about the ramifications. They'll put the HR, they'll put the systems behind it, who will be the, the referee, which is actually somebody who's not really a referee. They're just there to just, to protect the business or the organization. Care less about the people. Oh, you're both wrong, you're fired. Or he's wrong because, he's the man. You need to be out of here. So it never mattered about the future that we're dealing with today. It never mattered about really producing a successful societal outcome. It was for the dollar. It was to get you and your boyfriend or your husband to leave the house and nobody to be at home to raise your child, so they can swoop in with their systems and raise the child for you. Since you don't want to do it, since you want to be at home and nurture your kids and educate your kids, they'll do it for you. No, that's the whole idea. If they can't get to you, they'll get to your kids, and they have. It's all about an agenda, ladies and gentlemen. All about an agenda. It's not about... It used to be about understanding how we operated as a gender or as a person or as an individual. We understood that we are different for the sake of eliminating the calamities and the issues, but it didn't make money. Did you hear what I said? It did not make a lot of money. It wasn't enough income for the state. It was a trouble and a struggle. So they had to find a way to get you busy. They had to find a way because it was more, and as a matter of fact, it was a genius project because it worked quite well because a lot of us sheep don't think. We love chasing the dangling carrot and sell our soul in the process. But when they did so, every organization and systems make money now because of the consumer, because she's going to consume. The Victoria's Secrets of the world. Wanting more, needing more. And you know what's really so bad is this too. It is said statistically there are more women in college than men. So when she increases her income that way, or her degrees and her living status, and she think that that's an attractive thing, what she will automatically do is seek for a man that's at her level or above. Now she just moved the goalpost even higher. Now she have changed the expectation even higher, where now you're becoming even, listen, what are you doing? You're becoming a greater consumer, a greater tax write-off, or a greater tax generating individual of your state that you're in. And then you have 1,000 or 30,000 more women who do the same thing. Now we're talking money. We're talking money. And as a matter of fact, I hate to say it, but it's actual. I mean, it can't really beat around the bush around it. But if I knew this was going to happen several years ago, I would have changed some of my investments and been prepared for all this to make money myself. Now, if the majority of women want to be consumers, that sounds very lucrative to me. And it sounds like a very genius idea. But there's a sacrifice in the mix. And the sacrifice is men are disenfranchised. Now, let's get on to what I was getting ready to say. Money isn't worth your soul are the disenfranchisement of your future and your future children and the future of the world. Because there is a consequence that we're dealing with today. What we deal with today in the modern dating world between man and woman, and the construct of social engineering, it is the results of us selling our soul out for money. It's the result of us selling ourselves to give ourselves temporary satisfaction of the land that we might purchase, of building more organizations, of getting the house that we may want, or that Mercedes or whatever it may be we put our money at, or whether you spend that money on stock marketing. Even if you did that to build up your own future, there's a consequence behind it. And the consequence is the future is destroyed because of it. And let me tell you why. First of all, let's go ahead and face the facts today. We are stuck in a rut because we sold ourselves out to the devil for that money. Because when you don't respect nature, I told you this in my other audio, when you don't respect nature, nature's going to kick your butt. Nature is going to get you one way or the other. Nature is going to give you a raft that you never imagined in your youth. You never imagined when you was 15 or 16. Okay? And let me go ahead and talk about it. In some cultures and in some religions, and I'm just saying this part of the religion because I really don't care about it, but the factor of this is that they had an idea, which is a genius idea. Okay? They had a dress code and a mandate that stayed the same, like having a boys' bathroom and a girls' bathroom. There's a reason behind it. In their classrooms, they separated the boys from the girls. Okay? In their churches, or in their mosque areas, in their cathedrals, or in their rooms of worship, in their huts of worship, okay, temples, they separated the boys from the girls. The same as sometimes in some of your organizations, you separate the adults from the, okay, let's do that then. Let's do it. There are some parts of the world and some parts of the community and society where you separate the adults from the children. Like you do cigarettes. You know, you got to be a certain age to buy cigarettes. A 17-year-old, or in some places 14-year-old girls and boys, they're not allowed in adult strip clubs. They're not allowed in clubs, period. They're not allowed in places where there are adults at. Why do you do this? Because we know naturally those kids aren't ready. We don't even stand by, in the majority of people in this country or around the world, depending on where you come from, is what do you call that? Child marriages. You know, kids can't get married when they age of 12 and 13. You know, if you want to get gringy with it, you know, there's a reason why. Because we respect nature, because we understand there is a consequence. You got me? Do you understand me? You're not going to open up your clubs that's supposed to be for adults, or strip clubs that it says 18 plus for kids. You're not going to do it. You're not going to walk in there with a mother in a baby stroller, or with her 7-year-old boys camped around her and say, hey, let's go look at some naked women standing on a pole with their breasts hanging out. You know it's going to be a problem for the society. Am I right or am I wrong? And the consequences of this, the consequences of this is that when you intermingle it without a dress code, without a dress code where this girl can go to school dressed any type of way she wants to, she can wear tight yoga pants and tight shirt where she's just showing everything. You know, everything is, and girls grow up fast too. And in some communities, especially the Martin Luther King community, some girls grow up where you'll think she could be 14 years old, but she look like she's 18. Because her body says yes, but her mind says no. That's just hey, I'm only telling you the reality. That's just the facts. Her mind says no, but her body says yes. She'll have the hips, she'll have the breasts, she'll have the Coca-Cola body, and you can't tell the difference. If you put on some makeup, you can automatically think that she's a 21 or 22-year-old woman. That's because the way that these parents are raising their kids up today, and they're eating food with steroids in it. They're eating chicken and beef, like I tell you to leave alone anyway. And they're living in an environment that's dangerous. They're living in an environment where daddy's not at home. And because daddy's not at home, these kids' bodies grow up because they need to procreate, because that body naturally and organically is basically afraid of losing their gene pool, losing their procreation abilities. Therefore, that 14 or 13-year-old girl is going to look like she's 18. The body is, and I'm not going to talk cringy here, the body says yes. The body may be ready. The body may say, hey, I'm ready to go ahead and pop out some kids and do the adult thing. But her mind says no. Her lifestyle says no. Her condition says no. And I, as a professor here, is also saying no. Not a good idea. Leave it alone. That's a do not pass go. That's a zone you don't go to. But however, that's just the reality that we're talking about here. So you have these same girls in the same classroom with boys. Listen carefully. Listen. Don't hear me. Listen. These guys, boys, don't have as much advantage as these girls who are these girls with adult bodies with a childlike mind. They're going to be distracted in the classroom when these kids are halfway naked, basically, these girls. And they're messing around with boys on the football team, on the varsity team, boys who are the most popular on the in the playground. They got the best grades, or they're the ones who are more active. They're this more aggressive, the taller guy in the classroom. But the point of the matter is, oftentimes some of these guys get distracted because that girl is there. That's why you separate these girls from the guys in the school sectors or in the temples, in the religious sectors. It is the boys who have to suffer. The boys get filleted with eye candy and filleted with the emotions and energy that women have to bring, or ideas. They also become distracted, and ultimately boys become stalled. And we've been trying to figure out for a long time. We think that is in the soy milk. A lot of men currently is saying that it's because of single mothers. That's only one thing. It's all aspirations here. I told you before that my task is to beat at this rock from every position. So you can add all kind of what reasons here and there. It don't matter. As long as we break down this rock together, let's do it. So another angle about this is another angle why these boys are desensitized about sexuality and girls and dating girls and being able to date them as they grow older. Because a lot of these girls too, they're on Instagram. They already have their own social media. They're already flaunting themselves on Instagram. They may not be nude, but they're getting prepared to do so. They show cleavage 1 inch at a time. You say, how do you know this? Well, I got informats, and I'm going to talk about this in a minute. Just bear with me. Okay? I'm going to give you 3 facts that you can verify for yourself. Okay? That's what I usually do. You know how my audio operate as it is. So I give you the facts where you can figure it out for yourself, and you already have these experiences, so I really have to tell you. Or let's beat the pavement with this. Okay? So a lot of the reasons as well, a big majority, is that they're already bombarded with feminine energy. They're already bombarded with these girls who are in their classrooms or who is functioning around them as kids, or even in the religious sectors. That becomes a distraction. So, but the religious sectors and the temples, when they still practice that it's a boys' class and a girls' class, they have a better idea how it's a function. And again,
That's not saying that the boys are better than the girls or the girls are better. It's that they learn differently. Women learn with a different side of their brain. Boys learn with a different side of their brain. When you teach them all in one classroom, when you bring them all at one time, you're going to have a maelstrom of colors and a maelstrom of misunderstandings, especially with the confusion with these single mothers who are the only ones that are raising these kids with no father around. Now you have this child there without a father's understanding, a father's glove, a father's idea and energy and leading of life and existence. Now, that's not saying that they're not going to succeed. That's not what I said. Don't put words in my mouth. I didn't say that. I didn't say they were going to become bums. They're going to become unsuccessful. What I'm saying is it is a problem. It is an issue. And now let's go further with what I was talking about with the, you could say over-sexualizing, if you want to put it like that, in an environment where anything goes. This is one of the reasons why I'm disgusted with America, why I'm disgusted with the West. This is one of the reasons why I don't date anybody in America. I don't, no, absolutely not. I'm not interested in you, nor am I gratified by the red, white, and blue, because we failed ourselves and we're different than what we used to be. We should be ashamed as a country. Okay. Anyhow, it's the boys who are being attacked, because there is something else that's the cherry on top of the cake. Not only do some of these kids, our boys, have to be distracted in their schools with the girls who are flaunting themselves around them when they need to be focusing on their assignments, focusing on what the teacher or the professors are telling them, doing their homework and listening to their voice as they're projecting on the chalkboard or on the canvas projector their equations or spelling or algorithms or whatever else that they teach them, history. When they get older, it doesn't stop there, because we're in a system now in the West where men are constantly disenfranchised, even in marriage. The marriage laws haven't changed. Listen, the marriage laws haven't changed. Men are still under the gun and under the fire. They still have to deal with being pushed out of, not only out of the jobs or corporations, because it's 4 women to 2 men, okay, and the mandate of trying to get them into the military, women into these male dominated places, or you can say male affiliated places, because not dominated, they just chose that career. They just choose it, and they just so happen to be good at it because they're just genetically prepared for it. They mathematically correct, mathematically accurate for those particular positions. So because they have to be pampered, they have to be pushed down and held, where the application is going to be women first, or even black woman first, then you have a disparity. You have a problem here. And even more so, again, the cherry on top of the cake. Let's talk about that before I vent off to something else. Okay. Because the marriage laws aren't changing, and because men have to worry about this thing called alimony and child support, and them being mistreated and unfairly ostracized in the courtroom as considered as non-human, that he has no feelings, he have no say about his child or his future when it comes to his family that he created. The attack is clearly on men. The attack is clearly to raise the woman and put the man down. And in the mix of what I just said, we can talk about later on, that's for you in your personal life. You can talk about the first wave, the second wave, and the third wave of, you can say, of the feminists. I'm not saying it's bad or good. I'm just saying that's what they call themselves, the feminists. It's just the name, right? That there was something else in between that, which went above and beyond, to the fact where we're at a time where men don't trust women anymore, where there's disparate relationships. And we can also talk about why most women at a certain age, they look back and say, hey, where's all the men at? Where's all the good men at? Where's all the simps? Where's all the men who worship me? Where's all these guys who could be, whether financially or mentally, here to support me? Where are they at?
where did they go? Because the angle was to destroy masculinity to begin with. The angle was not to equalize. It wasn't to balance power and what do you call that? Authority and energy and chances and opportunity balanced across the board. It was to destroy one gender versus the other. I mean, that's just an obvious thing. That's not something that you should be comfortable with talking about. It should be something you should be worried about. You should be worried to the point where if you have a feminized society, if you have a sensitive set of men who don't want to date anymore, who's not interested in marriage, who's not interested in building a future, it's not because they don't want to, it's because they can't, with the variety of women that have been programmed and reprogrammed into the new way of thinking that we're all the same, that there's only one gender, that's just the human race, and nobody's different. And don't worry about the sexuality, don't worry about being over sexualized, don't worry about what you sell on the internet, don't worry about what you do, that you're always forgiven no matter what you do. Then you're going to end up in a place of chaos. You're going to end up in the distortion of the distorted world that we are in today. Let me give you a personal example of mine that you can probably verify yourself on your own time. I told you I have informats and people who share information with me because I can't be everywhere, so there are my eyes and my ears. But I did have an experience of my own. I want you to think about this for yourself, okay? And take the time to think about it. I'm on the highway going to a destination. And there's 4 lanes, ladies and gentlemen. The 4th lane on the right-hand side is where you get on the ramp, okay? You're practically going east. The far left lane goes west. The middle 2 lanes go forward, okay? I was on the far 3rd lane. I was not on the 4th going west. I was on the farthest lane to stay forward. And actually, let me take that back. I don't want to confuse you. I was in the far 4th lane because it was going to merge. It wasn't going to merge over to west just yet. Okay. So I had time. I had plenty of time. There was miles before I reached that point. And here I am just driving at a fair speed, looking left, looking right, looking in the mirror as usual. And I see that the lane is getting ready to slow down and change. And you have the merge over sign, and hey, this is going to be something like 70 west. Be prepared. And so I see this big truck on my right hand side. Listen, who was where they were supposed to be. And let me just go ahead and tell you the story, okay? They were all the way over in the 4th lane, the right lane that you're supposed to get off to go east. Okay, you're going east. And as I'm merging over to get onto the lane to go forward, which would be the 3rd lane, okay, use your imagination. The truck that was on the far right hand side pretty much almost ran me off the road. I mean, really almost ran me off the road. I was already merging into the lane already, turn signal on and everything. And here this truck come. Didn't even look in the rearview mirror. No horn, no expectation. I wasn't in the blind spot because I know what the blind spot is on the truck. They run over there and I am like inches away from the back end of their where their 5th wheel is, the axle. So I had to jam on my brakes and slow down. And I'm a very calm person, and I don't get upset a lot, really. Even though it don't sound like it. I'm very passionate about when I speak, okay? Just passionate, not upset. And I was going to get upset. You know that point when you're getting ready to, who the fuck do this? And what I pull up and you want to, expletive and yell at the top of your lungs and say, let me pull over and see this. You honk your horn and just become just pretty much emotional or upset about the situation. So I just held back and just I said I'm gonna let it go because I was having a good day. I was gonna let this situation bother me. I was gonna just say, hey, what happened is what happened. I'm gonna chalk up my losses and let it be. But that wasn't the end, ladies and gentlemen, because it gets worse. Here I am thinking that I'm doing the right thing. I'm letting it go. I'm being cordial with this. And not even going to get into the road rage sort of energy. And immediately, this person didn't even look in their rearview mirror. Almost hit the median of where I was at. And then all of a sudden they drive right back over there to the 4th lane where they were at to begin with. And I begin to wonder, was this truck driver trying to assassinate me? I mean, that's the thought. Like, why did they do that? Were they trying to knock me off of the highway? Were they trying to basically delete me? Like, did somebody pay this driver to purposely drive over there to knock me off of the highway? So now I'm confused. You're like, what the? Now I'm mad. Now I'm mad because now I'm feeling assaulted. Now I'm like, what the? I can understand mistakes happen. I know that way. Maybe you're off the wrong road and you wasn't paying attention to your GPS or your navigation system. I get that. I can forgive you because we make mistakes sometimes. But this is now an assault. This is like, what the are you thinking? Now we got a problem. Now my life is on the line. Now you didn't do that for no. There was no damn reason for you to do that. Now I'm hoping, wishing, praying, and crossing my fingers that there's a police officer around somewhere before I thought of this person, because by the time the police get over there, your face is going to be underneath your 5th wheel. Do you understand? I don't care because I'm at zero. I told you this before. I'm at zero tolerance. I'm the type of person where you don't want to mess with me. You don't want to poke this lion. I'm not afraid to swipe you. Stay where you are and stay over there because I'm not a kind person. And you will not debate me on your BS. I'm going to swipe you and keep it moving. I don't have that type of remorse. So at this time, I'm upset now. But did I flick them off? No. Did I yell? No. Did I get emotional? No. I just simply want to see who this driver was, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to see who it was. I want to know what they were thinking, if they were on their cell phone, if they were sleeping. You want to know what I saw? Can you guess? I've been talking about it the whole time now. Can you guess? I've built it all up for you. I told you about corporations, jobs, and come on now, you know who it is. Don't play with me. You know it, but you know it. You know who was driving that truck. You know who it was. So I pull up just to see who was driving this truck as we was going at the proper pace. There was a woman sitting in the back. Now, I told you in the beginning of the audio, don't be offended. I love you, but I got to give you the reality here. And no, I can hear you always saying, well, there's exceptions to the rules. Men do that too. I know a lot of men who drive crazy, and I know men who are just dangerous. Do me a favor. I'm going to say it real kindly because I know you don't like it, the way people deliver their speech, because you don't want to accept it, but you know it's fact. Okay? Please shut up. Put the bottom lip to your top lip and listen to what I'm saying, and stop listening to hear what I'm saying. Listen to the lesson. I've built it up to this point for a reason, so you can understand this is real. I said corporation, people, job, affiliates, why they did not want to, why they were careful in their hiring schematics. Yes, men mess up too. Of course they do. I'm not saying men are perfect and women are inferior. But this includes if she got into a collision and if she did delete me, okay? Not only would she have lost her job or whatever else issue that she had to deal with, her company would take a blow. Her company would take a hit. Companies take hits when something drastic happened. When there's a UPS truck that runs into a building, you know who's going to be getting the hot fire? UPS. When the police department deals with domestic violence from their own people, when they when they have domesticated disputes within themselves, or the officers do drastic things to other people and civilians, you know who's going to take a blow and have been taking a blow? The police department. Do you remember when they wanted to defund the police? Or have you forgotten because you just stuck on stupid? Do you remember when they wanted to defund the police? It wasn't because of one situation. It was multiple situations of domestic situations that kept happening. It wasn't male or female. I'm just saying an example here. It's an example. I'm not saying it was all women. That's not what I'm saying. I'm giving an example that corporations take a hit. They get pinned for this stuff. You not understand? So when they have the wrong type of person in the hands of their machines, in their transportation, or representatives of their job or their business, they're going to take a hit. Regardless of how you look at it. Well, you know, men do it too. I'm giving an example. Wake the hell up. Stop talking stupid. It's kind of funny how when men talk about their side of the story and they're actually telling you what's going on, the first thing you want to say is, well, you know, men do it too. That's not going to solve the situation. You want to sit in the sandbox and play like little kids again? Oh, you do it too. You stole it, so I'm going to steal it too. I hit you, you hit me back. Stop the dumb, childish, non-adult activity and grow the hell up. Stop being stupid. Take accountability and realize what men are saying of all ages, all races, all cultures on here, so you can learn something of reality. We can't get anywhere if we're doing tit for tat. You're not going to be successful if you're saying, well, you're saying I did it, but you're doing it too. You have to be accountable for your own actions. Men are accountable for their actions. We are always up here on YouTube and other social medias. We are already giving men the hot fire as it is. Men have been under fire for years. Men have been kicked around and what do you call that? Raised up to be men for years now. So there's no point for you saying, well, you know, men do it too. Men do it too. Yeah, we've heard that a billion times. It's your turn to take accountability for your bad actions and just say, well, you know, that's true. You're right. I see it. You don't want to say that because it exposes too much hurtful facts. And the way America or the westernized world is operating, you hate facts, you hate the truth because you want to stay in la-la land. So let me give you two more situations. I'm going to give you one that you can probably do your research on. And these was from my Infomat, and he showed me pictures and everything. I just saved it for today, for the future. And these are two other women situations that have occurred that you need to pay attention to. Have you ever heard that expression that I don't need a man? I can do it all by myself? Have y'all ever heard women today say that they can go get the bag, they're the boss babe, they can do what men do? Have you ever heard of that? Have that ever came across your table or across social media? Well, okay. When men step back, let me show you what happens. When you say, I don't need a man in his logic, let me think for myself. Okay. There was an incident, and I should have wrote down the date so you can look it up on social media. Now, I don't know if the police reported this, but it should be on the police report because it was very dramatic. Okay. I was in Chicago when this happened. And when I got the phone call and he showed me the video, I just couldn't help but not be surprised. Did you hear what I said? I wasn't surprised about the situation. There was a young girl who was driving
in Indianapolis, on a bridge. I think I wrote it down here, somewhere near, what's that road? What is that road? Crawfordsville Road? No. Georgetown Road. Georgetown Road, on a bridge, going only God knows where. Well, God don't exist, so only the universe knows well. Some of y'all don't like what I just said. Too bad. You haven't been listening to my other audios. Only the universe knows where. And the girl was on the side of the road doing what, ladies and gentlemen? What was she doing? Listen, and this was at night. It was dark. What was she doing on the side of the road? The girl ran out of gas. Moment of silence. Ran out of gas with a car that has a tachometer that shows you when you're about to be on empty. Moment of silence. Moment of silence, please. She ignored, because there's no father around, no daddy, no man. This young girl out there without the lessons of her father, who would most likely teach her and show her and tell her that she needs to keep her car no more than don't go further than a quarter mile. I mean, I can't even say it. Quarter tank. Don't let your car go lower than a quarter tank. Make sure it stays at least half. At least, 3/4, 2/4. Don't go 1/4. Do not go a quarter. But because I can do it all up by myself. She got a mother. I can do it all up by myself. I don't need a man. If he can do it, I can do it too. Yeah, I see that. Because what are you doing on the side of the road and you ran out of gas? So she ended up needing, from my informant, going to the gas station and getting gas in a gas tank. So it's not like she couldn't afford the gas. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not like she could not afford the gas. She put gas in a gas tank, in a portable gas tank. So she had the money. She just didn't have the logic. She had the money. She just didn't have the logic. Didn't think future tense like what most men do. Didn't worry about those small things because her father didn't tell her about the small things because the father wasn't around. There was no man out there with her. But here she is in the middle of the night trying to put gas in her car, which is, I got to be nice here. You got to be dumb and out of your mind and completely lost in existence to let this happen. But let them speak in their chaotic world. They'll tell you, well, it's just, I didn't see the needle telling me that it was on E. When your car will beep when it's on E or near it, there's a light that lights up and the needle is going towards E. Do you know what E means? E doesn't mean enough. E means empty. E does not mean enormous amounts of gas. It means it's near empty, ladies and gentlemen. Are you stupid? No, I forgot. Oh, that's right. There's no father around to tell you what it is. So, what happened, what I wasn't surprised about is, yes, while she was out there, even with her blinkers on, she was trying to get into her car, ladies and gentlemen, and the worst came to the worst. A car came flying from behind her, going down that same path, and slams, bam, right into the back of the car with her getting into the car. And as my friend and my informant told me and showed me by the pictures, is that, well, she ended up being on a, I don't know what you call that thing, stretcher or, pull away. bed or whatever. There's several names for it. I just call it a stretcher. Into the back of the ambulance, car practically totaled, and the person that hit them was practically totaled. Now. Slow down. Could this have been avoided? In insurance claims, listen, in corporations and in jobs, when there's an issue that happens, they're going to ask you this question: could it have been avoided? Listen, they will ask you, even in some courts, depending on how the judge thinks about the situation, they're going to ask you in a certain situation, could it have been avoided? But, I am just like a man. I can do it because you can do it. And I am well gifted in understanding how the world works without the masculine logic. So I'd rather be out here in the middle of the road as a female without a father or a big brother or somebody to help me, whereas my life is practically in danger, and because I don't care. And ladies and gentlemen, my informant showed me another picture. I saved this as well, and I can't actually put it up here because it's illegal to do, and I'm not exposing anybody's business because there's a lot of license plate numbers and people, so I don't do that type of thing because I can get in trouble. Okay, absolutely not. Okay. And when you do record and stuff, you have to what do you call that? You got to make it known that that's what you're doing. But however, especially in scenes like that, it's obvious. There's going to be some pictures. There's going to be some, photography. But, you got to be careful. You don't want to be tagged for it. But, hey, anyhow, so you won't get it. So, because I'm not going to talk about it. Another situation occurred as well with my informant, my friend. Okay. Down the same type of road, he said he seen this car that was blinking again on the road, a major busy road, ladies and gentlemen. And it was so dangerous that anybody could have did the same thing to this car like they did to that girl. So he tells me that he immediately tried to get out and help this person and see what was wrong so he can help him push to the side of the road. He gets in the car, and the passenger was a woman. Not only a woman, a younger woman. Now, these ain't women of age of 40 because they've learned. I'm sure they've been through that situation. Are 35 years old. No, I told you, these are younger girls. This isn't your, I'm going to stop. I'm going to start doing that because then the black stallion start kicking the barn door again. Okay. These are the younger women of the new generation today. This is what we're dealing with currently because there's no fathers and women want to do it all by themselves. So good luck. Okay. So it's a younger girl and she's 23 years old. And she has a child with her in the passenger seat. Or you can say a kid. Wasn't a child that needed to be in the booster seat, but it was a child who was old enough to sit in the front seat, but still a child nonetheless. And he didn't understand what the problem was, and he said, well, I'll help you. So he tells me that he took his, he helped push the car over to the side for safety. Because the men that I talk to, they're real men, ladies and gentlemen. I talk to men. I've told you about my background. Men who deal with me, they know what I'm all about. They know about my training. They know that I'm all about safety and protection and, manly stuff that we're not going to get into. So they're capable of some of that stuff too. Okay. My tribe is a good tribe. And so he helps push the car over to the side and tells the girl, hey, what's wrong? Let's fix the car. That was unsafe. Somebody could actually, hit you. Somebody could actually run up behind you and hurt you and your child. So what's the condition? So he looks at the vehicle and come to find out, once again, and it never fails. This girl was in a luxury sedan, one of those, I'm not going to say the name because she's going to know who she is, maybe if she gets this audio, and I don't need that type, but I didn't say her name, so it probably wouldn't matter at this point. She was in a, she was in a Mercedes-Benz type of car. So I'm not going to tell you the right type. A Mercedes-Benz type of car. And he looked at the needle again. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It was on E. It was on E, empty again. Here's this girl in a luxury car and don't know how to put gas. Keep it fueled up. Is this how we raising our women today? Is that what you mean by independent and getting the bag? Is this what you mean by if he can do it, I can do it too? Yeah, you know what else you can do? Men pass away too by making dumb decisions. So you can pass away just like them as well if you want to go down that path. Go ahead and sit your ass out there without gas in the middle of the highway and see what happened to you. Your ass is going to be grass eventually, since you want to be just like him, since you think it's cute. Oh, I'm going to buy this luxury car and I'm not going to put any gas in it because I'm a woman. Waiting for somebody to save you. Ma'am, when you get hit in the back of the car and you get backlashes or you're paralyzed or in the hospital, okay, God is not going to save your ass. God saved you with that needle pointing towards E, indicating that the car is empty or near empty. You need to take your ass over there to the gas stop and fuel it up. Why are we so ignorant today? Why? Why are we so ignorant today? Why are we so ignorant today? You know, me and my buddy, we laughed at this. It was a joke at first. Because at first, it was that girl with the luxury vehicle that was stranded on the road like that. That was the first one. I saved that one. That was number one. Because I knew it was going to happen again. The most recent one was the one that almost got deleted right there on the road, where you can do your research. Look it up. Look at crashes in Indianapolis in the past. Let's see. Let me give you a month. Let me see between the months of, August and September. Between August and September of 2021. Down there in Indianapolis, I think the road was Georgetown Road, somewhere over there. I think, what's the apartment called? Arlington something? Arlington Apartments. Right over there in that road. Almost got deleted. Where she will no longer be here because there's no man in her life. Because we're all the same. I know that E means it has enormous amounts of gas in here, so I don't need to fill it up. And I'm driving in the middle of the damn night too, where nobody can see me. Oh, this is great liberation. Oh, you tell me how liberated you are when you standing before your perception of God in the pearly gates. And you're going to be like, ma'am, you know why you're here? I don't know. I don't know why I'm here. Do you know what E stand for? I can imagine. If God existed and he had a sense of humor and you did meet God after you left this world, I can only imagine what would transpire with something so pitiful, something so small, something that it wasn't that somebody came into your house and just blew at you with the blowhorn, which is, a shotgun or something like that. It's not that somebody graped you with the G, or dangled you over some cliff. No. Something so simple that was in your hands. You had the power to prevent yourself of something so simple as keeping gas in your goddamn tank that mankind have created. Mankind have created a tachometer, especially in the high-end luxury vehicles. When you get close to E, it's going to blink, moron. It's going to blink and it's going to chime, and the car is going to let you know, ma'am, you're going to have to put gas in this or you're going to be stuck in Sahara Desert. You're going to be stuck out here. You're going to put yourself in a dangerous situation. Even emergency crew can tell you, you don't want to get on the highway without fuel in it. And you know what these girls would do today? Oh, man. Oh, Lord. Oh, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. The Black Stallion's kicking up again. The Black Stallion's kicking up. I'm going to need my calm down pill. Hold on. Oh. You can imagine what I'm like in the gym. In the gym, I let the Black Stallion free. And most people will swear that I look like I'm getting ready to kick somebody's ass. No, I'll be honest with you. When I let the Black Stallion go in the gym and I'm throwing weights around, people will stand back and be like, what the hell is wrong with him? That Black Stallion got to breathe. Yeah, I got to let the horse go. There's times where I just open up the barn and say, you know what? I'm tired of you kicking holes in the wall, breaking the wood all over the place. I got to repair it every damn day. I'm tired of it. You know, to the point where I'm building a metal barn and it's not good enough because it's banging on the metal barn as well, made of steel. So I got to just say, you know what? Just go. Just go. And the horse just leave. Tear up some all over the place. So the gym is where the Black Stallion will go. Just don't mess with me. Don't talk to me while I'm in the gym because I'm liable to catch a case. Don't even get in my face. Just let me go ahead and throw stuff around and deal with it. I don't have an anger problem. I'm a masculine male. Do you understand? I'm masculine. I don't have anger problems. I'm masculine. If you don't like it, go the hell somewhere else. I'm a man. I'm proud to be a man. I'm glad to be a man. I thank the universe for making me as a man. Too bad you don't respect it. I respect it. So I understand me because I adore me. This might be helpful one day, maybe to save your life. That Black Stallion may be the thing that's going to prevent you from some type of drastic situation. As a matter of fact, if it's a war, you're going to want the Black Stallion out there. So go shut your mouth. Go shut your mouth and put dummy on your hat and sit in the corner. Because if your life is threatened, if you know full well there's going to be a mass situation that's going to occur and the police officers are 30 minutes away, you're going to wish, and you're going to pray to the universe that the Black Stallion is standing there to save your life. Because I guarantee you, damn near guarantee you, period, that it will. So don't come in my face talking about your toxic masculinity. You're toxic. You know what? This toxicity that you call it to be have saved my life, and it can possibly save yours. So go sit down in your feminized, weak, sensitive, pink parent panty self somewhere. Because you don't understand, because you are in America, the land of the softies. So go shut up. Anyhow, had to go on a rant there. I told you sometimes, ooh, man, I tried. I try sometimes. I try. I struggle with it. I told you, it's just this Black Stallion weighs a lot. It's a huge thing. It's big. I'm going to hold back a Black Stallion. This horse is big enough to kick me over. Whenever I have encountered, because I have in my past, where there's a girl struck out in the parking lot who can't get her car started because there's no gas. Or they'll make it somewhere like their job or whatever meeting or something like that. And they always say, well, I need a couple of extra dollars, or can you drive with me to go to the gas station because I'm on E. And they'll say, I'll ask them, like, why? How come you just didn't fuel the gas tank up? You know what they always say? Almost 99% of the things that they say as an excuse. I thought, here we go. I thought I had enough gas to make it, to get where I needed to be. That's what they'll say. I thought I had enough gas to get to where I need to be. And again, I love you women. I'm not saying it's to douse you, and it's not to put it's not throwing daggers at you. Okay, this is facts. This is reality, and I'm not trying to pamper the facts and the truth. It's just what it is. Corporations in the past, organizations, jobs, military, everything, They knew that this cannot operate when it comes to logistics. It doesn't work in everyday life. You can't say, well, if I feel like I think I thought it was. No, it's either it is or it isn't. The numbers got to be 100% correct, or the organization is going to take a hit and they're going to take a slump. There's always exceptions to the rules, so it doesn't apply to the whole. There's going to be some who can do things quite well and better than men. We get that. They're more sensible than men. But the percentages is off, and it has been known and statistically as a fact very dangerous to gamble. I'm gonna give you two more factual stories, and I'm gonna close this audio. And the reason for it all, before I even give you these stories, is to let you know that sometimes men had foresight. Men knew the conditions in the country today. And that's how some of the religions was built. That's how you have some of these Bibles and King James Version and stuff like that, because men talk about, they talk about women issues in the King James Version of the Christian Bible. And it's not misogyny. It's not a patriarchal idea. Men just knew something in those days. They didn't sell their souls to the devil to get them some cootie. You know, they didn't try to pacify their responsibility just to get with the woman that they love. They stayed on their man card. But today, I'm gonna stop talking about these dudes. These dudes are drinking. They are made of soy milk. They're made of confusion. These men aren't built to be men. They soft, redundant. They're ridiculous. And they put the cart before the horse and don't think about the consequences. I left a cul-de-sac not too long ago, meeting up one of my clients, and this was early in the morning too, because I like to get my stuff done. I told you this in one of my audios. I like to get it done so I can go home and relax and rest. And it was by the time for the kids to get on the bus to go to school, right? And I saw 3 girls out there and 1 boy. First of all three of them had cell phones. Wait a minute. Wait for it. They weren't talking to each other. They all had their heads down looking at their cell phones. Okay? Number 1. And they were getting on a bus to school. So that tells you right there the distraction, the miniature television, the programming, the computer chips, and the sensitizing and all that. Everything that I talk about, it's there in the palm of their hand. Their dumb screen. Okay? And 2 of the girls, only one of them was dressed kind of okay. Now you say, why are you looking? Well, I'm going to tell you, this part of the story, duh. I got to tell you the story, right? Got to tell you what happened. How am I going to tell you if I can't describe it to you? Are you stupid? 2 of the girls had yoga pants on, tight as their skin, and their backpack was on the ground, and one of them was more skimpier than the other one, where she had like a very, very thin shirt, very, very skimpy yoga pants on, and some Crocs or something on with no socks. Hair done up all expensive and everything. Yeah, she was black. But anyway, I'm like, why? So where's the uniform at? No, you need to be dressed like a nun. You want these boys hitting puberty. They don't have a filter. Little boys don't have filter. They don't know the difference that much between right and wrong. If they see something they like, they're just gonna. Why would you want to pre-expose these young boys to any type of visual pleasure when they need to be concentrated on school? I don't get it. And then there's no fathers out there. I just see the mother sitting in a car waiting. Like, where's your daddy let you walk out of the house like that? I'd be like, girl, put on a trench coat. No, I'm joking. No, wear some better clothes on. Wear a dress at least. And wear some shoes with some socks. Like a woman, a girl. And stop showing your cleavage. Wear something that's presentable. Where it's not revealing your little bitty, what do you call that, muffins that you're trying to develop to become watermelons. It's completely unnecessary. And another thing here, One of my companions, it's kind of funny. I used to own a 1200cc Kawasaki, really nice bike. Before I sold it because of the dangers of the road, because I practice what I preach. More people are distracted than what they ever used to be. Everybody's on their cell phone while they're driving. It's distracted driving, as they call it. You got this dumb infotainment center. They want to think that it's cute with all the computer buttons and everything. And so it's dangerous for a biker anymore. So I'd rather not take a risk, even if I'm safe, even if there's, you drive a certain time of day. Things happen when you least expect it. Don't be that dummy. Let me say it again, because some of y'all are just too ignorant. Just because you are a safe bike rider, just because you know the time of day and where you can go, where you can open up the throttle and enjoy the air, that don't mean nothing can happen to you. You're not impervious and you're not invincible. Things happen when you least expect it, not when you expect it. You expect it at a certain time of day. You expect it in a certain type of traffic. You expect it when you drive a certain way. Sometimes, and usually, most times, it's when you least expect it. Because when you don't expect it, it hits you. If you expect it, you avoid it. You can survive. So I'd rather not be the dummy and put myself in that situation that's going to be 1 out of a million, because it's usually 1 out of a million. All it takes is one time for you to lay the bike down and yourself on this 1200 big engine CC, which is hot, and the bike weighs more than 500 something pounds. That's going to be the end of LCM. Why would I take a Russian roulette? So I said, I'm going to sell this because I'm smarter than the average person. I'd rather not even take that chance. Forget it. It may be 1 out of 100, but I'm not going to even give myself, because I care about myself, that type of disadvantage to wait on that one opportunity to happen. And I am deleted. I am done from the face of the planet. Absolutely not. Because there's too many dummies out there than what it used to be. There's too many idiots that are on they're on their dumb phone. There's too many dangerous people who want to drive distracted. And I'm more concerned about my life than the next person. I need to provide protection for myself as well as my girls. So one of my girls loved riding on the bike with me. That was the second girl, actually, the second companion before my third companion. Because the other girl, she was gone somewhere doing her thing. She was going to come back anyway. And she asked me questions. She said, "Oh, I want to ride it. I want to ride it. Can I ride it? I want to ride it, and you get on the sissy bar." Baby, you are 126 pounds. You're light-skinned, you got a lot of hair, and there is no way in hell that you're going to be able to handle this 1200cc bike, which is damn near 6 times bigger than you, faster than you, stronger than you, and you want me to be on the sissy bar and I weigh a couple of, no, ma'am. I told her, I said, you got me effed up. You got me effed up. There's one thing for me to put myself in a situation where I can be deleted by making unnecessary calls, by making unnecessary choices. But it's another thing altogether for you to be the reason why I'm deleted. I'm not getting mingled up in metal, plastic, and steel, and concrete and rocks in my flesh with you laying next to me and we being lowered in the ground because I was dumb enough to put you as the cart before the horse. Hell no. But you know what a beta would do? Do you know what y'all do? You know what you men do? Okay, if that's gonna allow me to get more cootie, if that's going to let me be on top of her again, romp the dog. I want to impress you. Okay. Let me go ahead and give you a bike license and go ahead. You ride. I'll be on the sissy bar as the man. Do you know what, gentlemen? Guess what? Here's the Shangri-La. You bozos have been doing this for generation after generation after generation, not In this specific situation, a motorcycle, you sitting on the sissy bar, but with your life. I know I said a lot, but I'm gonna go ahead and end this audio on a very obvious note. Once again, to remind you, because I told you to hold that. Did I tell you to hold that Easter egg? Then I tell you to hold. Did you still got it? Do you still understand that men and women are different? We're different. We have a different focus on life. We have a different energy. We're built different. Okay? And you never want to actually, you don't want to forget that, because the moment you do, then you end up in the society that you have today in the westernized world. And it's working out quite well with the divorce percentages. And 35% of the kids, which after you get a maternity test, don't even belong to the boyfriend or the father. What's that telling you? I mean, it's working out quite well for you, right? And these boys growing up like on soy milk, they still need their mama's nipple. They still living at home at the age of 27. Y'all want some more evidence? I made an audio with one of my informats, Brian. He showed you himself. I mean, we sat there and talked about the story of this actual mom who still got her grown kids living with her. She still got a grown son living in her house. Think like, how old he was, 24, 25 years old? And don't even have a really good job right now, because that's what she wanted. And she said it was okay for him to do that, and she's going to keep babying him. But there's no father around. There's no husband around. There's nobody to redirect this. This guy is eventually going to be a citizen of a resident. They're going to be a resident of the westernized world doing something. He's going to be doing something for the world. He's going to be some type of asset or some type of person who's going to encounter a woman. And that same woman is going to have to deal with his lack of manly experience. Then he's going to be, what do you call that? Virginous. He's going to be left alone. He's going to be distorted and confused. And he's not going to want to know why he's not attractive to women. Because he's been raised up like a beta. He's been raised up as a milk drinker. And there's a lot of men that are like that. There's a lot of boys who are raised up by their single mom because it's okay in America. It's fine. It's worship. It's praised for this. But if it's a girl, it's okay. It's fine. It's fine to overlook the damages that are being done to the daughters. Results is to make money from you. It's all about the dollar. It's all about money. Somebody's going to get paid. Systems, organizations get paid when women play. Let me say that again. Organizations, systems, they get paid when women play. But however, because most times women aren't, I didn't say all, most times women aren't going to be the one to pay out of pocket, which according to her getting with a high value man and somebody who makes money and rich and all that, she's looking for, that the top runner, top 10 and 20% of men, most likely he's going to have to pay alimony. Most likely it's coming from his pocket. So because of the, and here's the word, because the heavy extraction that women toll on the state and on the finances, because of the heavy extraction of luxury, of vanity, of stuff, cosmetics, things for the home good stuff, and it becomes quite expensive, the pack mule becomes the man. The one who's going to really get the extraction is men. Men end up being the one to suffer for the lackadaisical spending. And therefore, if the taxes and the money can't come from her, it's going to come from him. It's going to come from him by going through her to get to him, because it's going to be extracted from him to go to her, then it's going to go to the state. That's just how it works, or the system. So how are you going to put the cart before the horse now? If you put the cart before the horse, it's even more money, even more chaos, even more destruction. unnecessary stuff happening. And God looking at you at the pearly gates, asking you a question like, why the hell you couldn't even put gas in your own tank? You can't even understand what the word E, the letter E means. There's F and there's E. You don't know what F, we don't know what F and E means. I think they think that F means forever gas. It's forever gas in the gas tank. E means it's an enormous amount of gas in there. Never a zero. Never going to end up in consequences where they're going to almost lose their damn life. And women are losing their life every day because they're saying, I can do it all by myself. I don't need the logical male or the rational male. I want to be irrational and just go ahead and just run out there in the middle of the forest or run off of my patio with all this danger out there. And I wish they'd touch me because they're not allowed to touch me because I'm a woman. Well, if you put yourself out there in the forest, in the woods, in the jungle, where there are all sorts of dangers and monsters, then your ass is going to be eat, whether you are a woman or not, and your PhD isn't going to save you. We are not meant to be here alone. We are better together. We are not meant to, because there are assets and qualities that women can add, and there are assets and qualities that men can add into your life. That's why you're called boy and girl. When you think you want to flip-flop and switch all over the place, that's okay. I've told you this before, and I'm going to tell you again until it burns into your mind and until you accept this reality. There are only two places for ignorant people. That is the prison sentence or the prison cell, or it's going to be 6 feet in the ground. There's only two places. You can be dumb and ignorant, or you want to have fun and think you can modify nature. Nature is going to come and beat you and destroy you in the end. The prison cell is for people who don't have that sense of good right and get right, so they have to be forced to be right. And 6 feet under is for those who self-delete themselves by the dumb decisions that they make by being illogical. Everything is fine until somebody get hurt. Always remember that. Everything is cool. Everything's a joke. Everything is fun until somebody's in a hospital. Everything's okay until you're on the gurney and you're pale and you don't have a heartbeat. Everything else is a joke. It's girls' night out. Summertime. Yay! I don't need a protector. I can do it all by myself. I got mace. I know how to shoot a gun. I know how to do, yeah, huh? And you shooting your toes every damn day. Yeah, huh? I see you. Girl walking to Walmart. This was on the news. Girl walking to Walmart, and she had a concealed carry license or something like that, right? She walked in there, and she ended up accidentally, yeah, yeah, okay. What's that? Accidentally shooting herself in the foot, literally, realistically. She ended up shooting herself. Oh, I don't need a man. I can do it all. I can protect myself. Yeah, I see that. While you laid up in the hospital getting stitches on your foot. Who did it but yourself? You did it. Your man didn't do that. You did. We need to understand that we're only capable of certain things. I told you before, a diesel semi-truck is built to haul trailers. They can haul heavy loads, 53-footers. They're made to go down the road. They're made to travel long distances with their gallons of tank that they have on both sides. With their diesel engine, it's made for that. Passenger cars are made for passengers. It don't have diesel fuel in most cases. It's a smaller tank, and it cannot haul a trailer down the hallway, a trailer that weighs no less than like 70,000 pounds. Are you stupid? But we think that everything is everything. We just throw whatever is whatever. We're all just the same. If you do it, I can do it too. Okay, Mel, go ahead and go to the car lot, buy you a brand new car. Get a Lexus, Mercedes, I don't care what the hell you get, but get a passenger car. I want you to hook up to a 70,000 pound trailer and drive that to Chicago or drive it down there to California. Let me know how far you get.
Tell me what happens to you. As a matter of fact, you don't have to, because I'll see your ass on the news plastered into the concrete ground. So go shut the stupidity down. That's the same as the human body. That's the same as you as a certain type of person or gender or certain type of entity, certain type of culture, certain type of position, certain type of build, certain type of ideas. You got to stay on your square and in your own zone. If you don't, you're asking for trouble. You don't feed dog food to a bird. Are you stupid? You don't feed bird food to a lion. It don't operate that way. Only in America, I'm going to start making a shirt like that. It says only in America, and it's going to have a stupid dodo hat sitting on it. Only in America we think that everything is everything. We don't stationize nature like we're supposed to. Oh, that's okay. You don't have to. That's what nature's saying. Oh, that's okay. You don't have to. There's 2 places for you. You'll be there eventually. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. Keep going down that path, because guess what? I just gave you an example. Almost happened to that girl. She was almost deleted right there. She could have been on the news in the obituary. You can read it for yourself, thinking that it's all cute. And I wonder if she had a father, what would her father be thinking, that his daughter almost would not be here today? I wonder what he'd be thinking. And I wonder what, you know what? Let's go there. Let's go there. Y'all ready for this? That mother, I'm sure she has a mother somewhere who so-called loves her daughter so much. I wonder how she would react if she got a phone call from the police department, or called down from the, wherever it goes. It's going to start from a phone call. They're going to reach her some kind of way. The phone call from the police department that her daughter is no longer alive and well. I wonder how she would think. You know, she's going to flip. She's going to cry, and, oh my God, who did this? I want to prosecute them. And here we go marching again. All these unnecessary extreme measures of a so-called display of love for her daughter, when it could have been prevented, it could have been stalled. Her life would have been saved if her mother loved her so much, where she added and built all the broken bridges back together by adding a logical male to her life. Oh, you love your daughter so much where she don't have a father figure. You love her so much where there was not even a brother out there. You love her so much where you're like, oh, you don't need a man. Go ahead and deal with the forest animals all by yourself, to the point where you're almost no longer here in existence. I love you so much. I love you, baby. I love you. Go out there and get your head chopped off, because I love you that much, daughter. You have nerve to go to the hospital. You would have nerve to be sitting there over your daughter's bed talking about, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I'll never see my baby again. You should have thought of that when you thought of getting rid of the man, talking about, oh my, you should have been like, oh my God, where's a man? Oh my God, where's a man? Oh my God, where's the masculine figure? Oh my God, where's the logical thought? Oh my God, where's the guiding light? Oh my God, where's my protector? Get the donkey dunk out of here. Gonna cry because of your mess that you created. Prevention is a form of love. Prevention is a form of love. Preventing is a form of love. Get the hell out of here. I'm gonna get off this audio, and I got more coming from me. I have not forgotten. I still got things in order, because it's going to be a very long one. I'm still going to make that audio for you to talk about the 3 companions, because a lot of people are curious, what is it like to have 3 girlfriends? They're not my girlfriends, they're my companions. That's better than a girlfriend. Okay, that you'll get it. It's coming for you, and I'll outline some things, and it's going to be very interesting and fun. I think it might be helpful for those who want to be in a monogamous, and those who don't know what it's like to have, 3 or multiple girls. So we'll talk about this later. And until next time.